In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear axle assembly on this Acura MDX. You'll have one of these on each side of your vehicle, and the process is the same. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we need to do is safely raise and support the vehicle so the rear wheel's off the ground, and I have the suspension hanging. We'll continue on to removing all 5 of our 22mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Let's make our way inward. You can see your ABS wire. We need to dislodge it from the subframe and then also from its electrical connector. The area that we want to dislodge from the subframe, typically you can just slide right out of its plastic connector port there. Let's go ahead and take hold of that. We'll slide it straight rearward. You can see the slot that it slides in. We can see the electrical connector. It has a locking tab. Squeeze it in and lift this up and out of position. A quick inspection for corrosion, of course. Now we'll use a small prying device. I have a trim tool. I'm just going to pop this right out of the subframe. A quick inspection of that. We will be using this again. We'll temporarily set this aside, and now we can make our way back out to the axle nut. We'll use a 36mm to remove our axle nut, and then a hammer and punch directly in the center of the axle to break it free from the hub located behind it. I use some penetrant in this area. Once you have movement from there, we'll continue on. We're going to have to apply upward pressure on the rear suspension. We'll bring this right over underneath the control arm, try to get it in an area where it won't slip out. There we are. Let's start dislodging the upper control arm from the body of the vehicle. You're going to find that you have a 19mm bolt that makes its way from the rear towards the front. We don't have to worry about the nut on there, that's a welded nut. Once you think the bolt is free, continue on by carefully pressing in on the suspension to remove the bolt. Now let's make our way just behind where the caliper is. If you were to look just below it, you're going to find a 19mm headed bolt that comes through from the rear, through the knuckle, and out through the forward side of the lower control arm. We're going to remove this bolt. Now we'll continue forward down along the same area. This time we have a 21mm headed mounting nut holding this area together. We only need to loosen this because this will be our pivoting point. Let's continue following this trailing arm forward. Now in this area, you're going to find that you have 2 19mm headed bolts holding the trailing arm to the body of the vehicle. As for this first one, go ahead and remove it. We'll give it a thorough inspection and start it in a few threads. We'll be leaving this in, but we do want to leave it loose. Just a quick inspection of that. I'm just going to start that back in a couple threads. We'll remove the other one as well. Let's carefully start pulling this down towards us. We're paying attention to the axle located behind it. Now, once you have the axle pulled out of the back side of the wheel bearing and hub assembly, the next thing we'll do is follow the axle inboard towards the rear differential assembly. We have to pop it free, and then we can remove it from this area. Now, right up in this area, we're going to have to carefully separate the axle from the differential. Doing this, I'm going to use a pry bar. in between the differential casing and the axle, gently prying it away. Be extremely careful not to cause any damage. Also, a quick note, make sure you have a collection receptacle handy in case any fluid comes out of this area. There we are, we've got some movement. Once you do have movement, you can make your way to the outboard side of the axle and we'll remove it through the wheel well area. There it is, friend. With the axle out of position, the next thing we'll do is pay attention to each one of our mounting points, starting at the rear differential. We want to make sure we clean and inspect this area where the seal is. Make sure there's no miscellaneous debris. Also, make sure the seal is still in good working order. If it looks like it's torn, worn, or damaged, now's a perfect time to replace it. Once it's clean, we'll use some petroleum jelly to lubricate that seal so we can install our brand new axle. And lastly, before we make our way out of here, you just want to pay attention to that locking ring that's on this area here. Ensure it doesn't look like it's damaged. That's what holds the axle in position. This looks fine. Let's make our way to the back side of the wheel bearing here. We're just going to give this a quick wipe, thorough inspection. Now that we have that area clean, we'll use some copper anti-seize in this area. Just wipe down the magnet, assuming you got any on there. We just essentially want to get inside the splined area where the axle will slide into. Now we can install our brand new axle. We'll start with the inboard side, bringing that all the way over towards the differential. We'll get it aligned and drive it in. Just trying to spin it, trying to align my splines. Continuing on from here, we're going to have to try to press this in. We need to lock it into that locking ring. If you find you have a hard time doing this by hand, you could use a rubber mallet. There we are. While pressing that in, I can hear an audible difference. The next thing we need to do is carefully reach all the way inside and try pulling it out, ensuring it's properly locked in. Let's get the outer portion of the axle and along the back side of the wheel bearing here. We're going to have to tuck it right in there. Once you feel as though you have it aligned, we can continue bringing the suspension into the proper position. With that in place, we'll make sure that our mounting bolts are clean and have some blue thread locker. We're going to have to start bringing this up into position, aligning the lower control arm with the knuckle. We'll start the bolt through from the rear towards the front. Once it's started in, we'll pause on this bolt. Now it's time to snug the forward lower control arm. After snugging it, torque it to 84 foot-pounds. It's important to make sure that your suspension is in the original ride height position. We still have support under the lower control arm. Now along the back of the lower control arm, we're going to snug this mounting nut with a 19 millimeter, and we're also going to torque that to 84 foot-pounds. Now let's get this portion of the control arm into position with the subframe. Continuing on from here, you may have to adjust the suspension in or out, depending on what you need to do to get this bolt aligned. If we're bringing it in, it's going to be easiest using a ratchet strap, just as we did to remove this. Once you feel as though you have it in position, let's get that mounting bolt in there. Of course, making sure we start it in by hand. I've got some blue thread locker on the threading. I'm just going to start this in a little bit further before I remove the pressure from this area. Let's get this out of here. Now let's snug it up. The torque for this is 84 foot-pounds. Once you have that started, we'll follow the trailing arm forward to the next mounting point. If you find that this is not aligned, you may have to pull this entire thing forward. If that's the case, go ahead and use your ratchet strap and we'll make our way along the trailing arm and then all the way up to the body of the vehicle. We'll stick our ratchet strap directly inside the slot on the trailing arm. Follow this forward. We're looking for our next mounting point. Slide that right in there. Continuing on, we'll be aligning this mounting bolt port. Now that the tip of the bolt is inside the hole, I'm going to use an extension and my 19mm to get it properly aligned. We'll start this in by hand. They're started in. Let's snug them up and torque them to 76 foot-pounds. All right, let's torque them to 76 foot-pounds. Now you can remove your strap from the area if you are using one. Now it's time to resecure our ABS wire. Let's start at the mounting bracket along the bottom of the subframe. We'll get this aligned, press it in. A little wiggle to make sure it's properly secured. Now we can follow the connector over to where it connects onto the subframe as well. First, we'll connect the two pieces together. Once we've done so, we'll be inserting this directly into the subframe. Listen for a click from that. Give it a tug. We want to make sure that's properly secured. We'll take this and press it right into the subframe port there. And once again, we're making sure everything's secure here. Let's install our axle nut. When installing this, you never want to use an impact tool. You don't want to cause any damage to the bearing. Continuing from here, we need to get this closer to the ground. And at that point, you can either have a second person inside of the vehicle holding the brake, or you can carefully use a pry bar diagonally down to the ground, preventing this from wanting to turn on you while we torque this. All right, we're a little closer to the ground. We're going to take our bar, come across these lug studs. You want to make sure you're nice and level, not at an angle like this. We definitely don't want to cause any damage. Just lock that in. While holding it in this position, we'll torque it to 181 foot-pounds. After you have that torqued, the next thing we'll do is pay attention to that axle stud. You can see it protruding out just a little bit past the nut, and you can also see that there's a small slot. This can be in different areas, but essentially we need to pay attention to that. We're going to drive the nut down into this area. You can use a hammer and punch. There we are. That'll prevent this from loosening up on us while we're driving down the road. One last quick inspection in this area and we'll reinstall our wheel. Once you have all your lug nuts started on there, go ahead and snug them up. We'll get the wheel back on the ground and torque them to 94 foot-pounds. We're back on the ground, it's held still. We'll continue on torquing these to 94 in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. The next thing you want to do is go ahead and take your vehicle for a road test, listen for funny noises, and get yourself safely down to your local alignment shop. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.